3 months after my sister's disappearance, I decided I was ready to go back to school. Only I wasn't ready. All my friends barely recognized me because I was becoming so pale. When lunch came around, I was almost too depressed and disgusted with myself to even eat. I was taking less and less. My friends were becoming concerned for me. I didn't care though. I was becoming detached from the world around me. Then came that awful day. That awful day I wish I'd never came, but knew would. As I was sitting in the halls, out in the halls during lunch by myself, the wind started to rustle. I didn't pay much attention to it. I was too busy writing in my journal that further relaxation the therapist told me to do. All of a sudden, that vile ringing came back to me and was giving me a migraine. I stood up to get some water before I could. I froze in place of what I saw. I saw at the end of the hall, looking from behind where I saw him, the Slender Man, as the authorities started calling him. Before I probably before I can probably register what I saw, I blink one time and that thing disappeared. I rub my eyes to make sure I'm not seeing things. As I put my hands down, he's still nowhere to be seen. The ring dies a little, but it's not completely gone. So I rush to the bathroom, turn on the faucets, and wash my face. I tell myself, it isn't real. He wasn't there. He isn't real. As I continue, the ringing starts to fade, and I turn off the water and then dry my face with my shirt. When I finally managed to look up at the mirror, to my horror, instead of seeing my pale, sickly face, I saw the Slenderman's. I quickly jump back in shock, but as I take another look at this mirror, I see that he is gone yet again. The ringing came back excruciatingly loud, but it did not bother me, because that groping feeling in my chest had returned. In a blind rage, I broke the mirror. You're not real! You're not real! You're not real! Sharp, jagged pieces of the mirror fall to the floor. I pick up one, slash my hands right over and over on the walls. Several minutes later, one of my friends found me passed out. An ambulance was called for me. I woke up again in an ER bedroom. This time I was only out for a few days. I see the stitches on my hands, and I think, crap. I'm tired of getting. I tried getting up. Losing so much blood made me woozy. After a while, a psychiatrist came to diagnose me. I had told him what I had seen, and he had brands me with schizophrenia. He also tells me that my hallucinogens are only as real as I let them to be. The more I'm being told I'm crazy, the more I actually believe it. He was also concerned with my weight issue. I had apparently gone from a healthy 155 pounds to an alarming 110, and I had the neglected physique to prove it. My ribs were beginning to show. On the bright side, though, I'd grown 3 inches. I just whoop-de-fucking do. As I stayed home for the rest of the school year. But that didn't really help me much. I still wasn't eating, and I still see this Slender Man in my dreams. And in real life, it came to a point where I was too scared to even sleep. When I did, it was the same dream. Only the point I'd wake up, I saw how distraught I was with everything going on. I didn't sleep. I'd see a figure at my window, at the bus stop, at the street corner, or even a patio. I knew it was him. No matter what anyone said at this point, I knew it was him. It was the 10th month after the Slender Man took my sister. I was at home feeling sick again, and I had come down with a fever. It was extremely hot for some reason. I thought maybe the AC was off. Shortly enough, I got that feeling in my chest again, so I ran to the bathroom to throw up. I'm in there for several minutes, and nothing comes out. But the feeling, it just came more intense, and it seemed like it was getting hotter. I look in the mirror. I barely notice the ringing that's been there since the feeling came, and it causes me to become agitated. I finally can't take the heat, and I open up the mirror cabinet and get out my dad's shaver. I turn it on and let it loose on my sweat soaked hair. It doesn't make it anything better. The feeling stayed with me. After a few days, it was the annual height measurement my mom would do with my sister and me. I couldn't believe she actually wanted to do this. When I looked in her eyes, though, I could see she needed to do this to help her get through the pain she's been in, the pain we've both been in. As distasteful as it was at the time, I complied. When she lit up, I was seeing I was now 6'2". It was almost worth the painful memories brought back up. I know she meant well, though. Now it's been a full year since the Slenderman took her from me. Last night was my last night of sleep. After having the same dream for the umpteenth time, I finally understood the hauntings whispers of the day. As I look in the mirror of the anniversary of my sister's death, I do not hear the ringing. I hear the laughter of children. Today we went to a memorial service in honor of my sister. As I looked at my suit and tie, my mother comes to my petty visage. The only compliment she could give was how remarkably tall I've gotten in the past year. But I could see the pain in her eyes. Not only did she lose one child, but she was losing another to depression and insanity. I was pale as ash and as thin as a skeleton. At this point, I returned to the bathroom one final time to look myself in the mirror. I heard the laughs of my sister, and I see in the mirror horrifies me. I go back in the room and get out a piece of paper and pencil to write down the whisper said to me. I'm doing this because I'm tired and because I don't think I'm waking up. Hopefully, I'm going to be with my sister. I understand that now. On that night, when the Slenderman took my sister, it did something to me. It chose me, and I want people to know what it told me before I lose myself. We were conceived by the sins of man, born in their anger and hatred, given by shape by their fears and paranoia.